Okay, good afternoon, everyone, and welcome back. If you were on my one that finished just about half an hour ago when we went through the Salon mobile guest app and the custom client information cards. So first and foremost, if we could all just please ensure our speakers are turned up nice and loud, of course, so we can hear me. Okay, so a little bit of initial housekeeping. Again, I apologize. I know some of you have been on mine before. That's absolutely brilliant. We'll just quickly fly through this. This webinar for this afternoon should roughly take around 30 minutes to 45 minutes, okay? Of course, my microphone is switched on. Everyone else has automatically been muted. And of course, your speakers must be turned on to hear this webinar. So please ensure they're turned up nice and loud so you can hear me. Questions will be taken during or at the end of the webinar using the chat box, but I'm sure most of you are familiar with how it all works by now. Excellent stuff. I think we just got a couple more people waiting to join now. Let's give that a couple more seconds. Okay, excellent stuff. So employee management. Okay, so this afternoon we will cover how to set up a brand new employee. Okay, we're also going to be looking at setting up people's schedules. Now, this is often overlooked. People, I spoke to quite a few people amazingly yesterday that weren't quite sure how to set people's schedules up. Now, this does have a bit of a knock-on effect to things like online bookings, because of course, if our schedules are not set up correctly, we can't take online bookings, or we might take a booking when we should be off our day off, those kind of things. And of course, moving forward with COVID, we might need to change our shift patterns around a little bit, okay? We're also going to look at changing employee pins and setting up employee pins just to ensure we're nice and secure. We're also going to look at setting up security within Shortcuts, and we're going to touch on that a little bit later on. We're also going to run through how to clock on and clock off. And we're also going to look at employee capabilities. Now, capabilities are us telling the system who can do what, okay? Now, why do we do this? The reason we do this is, of course, so we know who can be booked in with who. But of course, when we've got a client booking online, they may not know that, let's say, Joe Blogs doesn't do balayage or they don't do nails, and they're going to end up getting booked in. Now, of course, at the moment, every single appointment slot for the time being, well, of course, they all matter, but for the time being, every single appointment slot is going to be crucial, okay? So we need to ensure that every appointment that is booked is totally accurate. And of course, that those appointments are booked with the correct stylist or therapist. Okay, so we're going to look at fine tuning that today. Okay, so scheduling. Setting up your staff's schedule will ensure your staff know their precise working hours. It also makes tracking your staff's working hours within our reports a breeze. Okay, so when we run our reports, we can see the hours they've worked. We're also going to look at ensuring clients can book accurately and maximize your appointment book availability. So that's what we need to do. We need to maximize our appointment book availability. So staff pins and security levels. So we need to ensure your staff have access to Shortcuts by assigning them a secure pin. Okay. They'll also have full control over the level of access your staff members have with their pins, okay, allowing you to restrict or grant access where needed. Okay, so we need to ensure our staff members have the correct level of access within Shortcuts. Clocking on and clocking off. Okay, so ensuring employees are working the correct hours. Okay, so we can monitor that. So when they come in the morning, they can clock on, and when they leave, they can clock off. And of course, it does reduce management time because, of course, we're leaving it up to our staff members. They're clocking on and they're clocking off. So we can track the hours they've worked. Ensuring your employees' capabilities are set up correctly. Okay, so by ensuring your capabilities are set up correctly, this will allow your clients to accurately book the correct appointment with the correct stylist or therapist. Because of course, we wouldn't want your therapist being booked out for a balayage or similar or other way around. So in just 3 easy steps, we can ensure your Shortcut system knows exactly who can do what. And like I said, this is most important for our clients when they book online because they're not going to know which of your staff members can do what. Perfect. So as usual, if you wish to contact me, you can do at education@shortcuts.co.uk. Or of course, you can give us a call on 0161 972 4900, and it's option 4 for the education line. Just let you know, there is sort of a 24 to 48 hour sort of turnaround just getting back to you, but we are usually much, much, much quicker than that. If you've ever emailed me or if you've ever emailed our education inbox, you will know we tend to get back to you pretty much instantly. Okay, so let's get started with our live demonstration. So what we're going to do is we're going to simply open up our Shortcuts Fusion system. And the first thing we are going to do, we are going to set up a brand new staff member. Now, of course, you might not have a new staff member to do so, but I'm just going to set up a brand new staff member and we can go through all of the steps. Okay, so to the right-hand bottom corner where it says Setup, we're going to click where it says Employees. Okay, and in the bottom left-hand corner, I'm going to simply click the New button. I'm going to add in a brand new employee. So it asks for the employee alias. Now, this is typically their first name or their nickname or something along those lines, okay? So we're just going to call him Chris, okay? So we're going to set me up. So we're going to click the Done button. Okay, so there I am. This is now my profile. So underneath, we can fill out all of my personal information. You can see we have a level. This is my salon floor level. This is my stylist level. This is my therapist level, all of those kind of things. We can change the gender if applicable. So let's just call me, let's just say the level I wish to create isn't here. So I'm going to say I'm going to be a creative director. So you will see here, my level actually doesn't appear. So we need to create a new level. So in the bottom right-hand corner, we're going to click where it says levels just here next to the schedule and the Done button. So we're going to click onto that and we're going to click the New button. I'm going to call me a creative director and I'm going to spell it correctly. Perfect. So we're going to click the Done button. We're going to click Save and then we're just going to click the Done button again. Now, if we go back to the level in the top left-hand corner under my first name, we can now choose Creative Director. Now, it's always a good idea as we make any changes to hit the Save button to the bottom left-hand corner. Okay, so we've set up our new staff member. So now what we need to do is set up a PIN because, of course, I do need to be able to access Shortcuts. So I do need a salon PIN. So to the center bottom of the screen, I'm going to click PIN. I'm going to pop in my PIN number now. I'm going to click Done. It will say, please confirm your PIN by inputting it again. So I'm just going to pop that in just to ensure we didn't make any mistakes like I just did. So we're going to click Done, and that PIN has now been inputted into Shortcuts. Now, just down here, you will see position. This is my position on the appointment book. So currently, because I'm the newest staff member, I will appear to the furthest right, okay? So I'm now position number 4. But let's say I wanted to change my position, I can do just here. Now, maybe if I'm a salon floor manager or something like that, and I don't actually need a column because I won't be taking appointments, we can change my position to none. Okay, I'm just going to change my position to 1. And then underneath, you will see I've got available for online booking. So if I'm a new staff member and I'm going to be taking online bookings via my online booking platform, my local salon and the app, we are going to keep a tick in this box just here. And underneath, we've got send confirmations to clients. That is if my clients, I'm able to send confirmation text messages. Now, you may untick this is, let's say, if Chris here was a self-employed member of staff, and it was down to him to contact his clients himself. Okay, so he wasn't going to be using your bundles. Okay, so if you're on my last webinar, you would have seen how to upload an employee profile photo. Now, the reason we do this is it pulls through to your My Salon app, and it also makes your pages of your appointment book look a little bit neater. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to click the Edit button just here. You can pop a biography in for myself, so how long I've been cutting hair, styling hair, all of those kind of things. And then just here, we're going to click the picture button. Okay, so we're going to scroll down and we're going to upload a picture of me. Now, when we click the Open button, we're going to click the Done button. You will now see it has cropped the image for me. Now, it's unfortunately cropped the top of my head out. So if you wish to pad the image to the correct size, you can do in the bottom left-hand corner. So I'm going to leave it just like that, and we're going to click Done. Do you wish to save the changes? Yes. Okay. So now when we click Done, you will now see there I am, position number 1, and I've got a profile photo uploaded. So we've created our new employee. We've created Chris. We've assigned him to a pin. We've assigned a photograph. We've changed his position on the appointment book. Now what we need to do is assign Chris, our new employee, to a security level. Now, a security level is what Chris can, or what your new staff member can, and what they cannot see in shortcuts. Okay. So to do this, on the right-hand side, we're going to simply click where it says configuration. And over to the bottom left-hand corner, we're going to click the general button. And towards the top left-hand side, we're going to click onto the security button where the padlock is. Okay, so you will see first and foremost on the left-hand side, most of you will have 3 security levels. Some of you may have more because you may have created your own. But by default, you will have 3 security levels, and that is owner, manager, and employee. But like I said, you may have created your own, maybe head front of house, receptionist, all of those kind of things. Okay, so as you can see here, I've created one called stock. But by default, you will have 3 security levels: owner, manager, and an employee. And under those 3 default security levels, they will have their own default levels of access or levels of permission. So as you will see here, we see Chris, our new staff member, is unassigned. He doesn't currently have a security level. So you may wish to just go ahead and check later on that all of your staff members have been assigned a security level. So you will see next to our staff member here, Chris, we have these gray dotted tabs just here. So we're going to click onto that, and we're going to drag and pop him under the relevant security level. So I'm going to pop him under a manager, just like that. So now what we need to look at is those 3 security levels: owner, manager, and employee. What levels of access do they have? So to the top right-hand corner, we have this access tab just here. So we're going to click onto that. And on the left-hand side, you will see our 3 default security levels: owner, manager, and employee. So if we click onto owner, as you will see, we have lots of access. And you will see on the left-hand side, we have these yellow plus signs. Now, these plus signs will open up each individual access category. So you can see here, we've got a category called configuration. If we click the yellow cross, we can open it up and view some more options within that category. So this is just a great way to fine tune it and drill it right down, okay? And of course, just take the tick out of the box, whichever is applicable. So have a play around with that, have a good look at it. If you notice your staff members are coming saying to you and saying, look, I can't see this on shortcuts, or I can't seem to access this, or I keep getting permission denied, this is where we're going to go ahead and we're going to change it. Okay, so that is security. Okay. So what we're going to move on to now is capabilities. Okay, so capabilities are ensuring your system knows which staff member can do what. Okay. Now, the thing to remember with capabilities, it is not seen by clients. It's not seen by anything online. It's purely background information, okay? So it can be as rough, it can be as misspelled as you like. Of course, I would always recommend you keep it as neat as possible. But like I said, it won't affect your services or anything like that. It's not seen by clients, okay? So what we're going to do is we are going to set up our capabilities. So on the right-hand side, we're going to click where it says capabilities. Again, we're under the setup screen. So we're going to click onto capabilities. Okay, and setting up capabilities are a 3-step process, okay? So step 1 is to create a new capability category, and I'm going to do that in just a sec. Step 2 is to link all of the services to that category. And then step 3 is to link the employee to those services to say that that employee can do that service. So one thing to remember, if you have a salon where all of your hairdressers do all of the cutting, they do all of the styling services, they do all the coloring services, you can be really broad and link all of those services together. If you have a salon where maybe you have a stylist that does forehead highlights, half-head highlights, but not balayage, you may wish to split it down ever so slightly. Okay, I'm going to demonstrate that now. So if we click the new button, And the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to call it hairdressing, okay? Because all of my stylists perform all hairdressing services, okay? So I'm able to link all of those services and categories together. So I'm going to call my first category hairdressing, okay? And I'm going to click the service button just here, step 2. Okay, and you will see a list of all of my service categories on the left-hand side. So if we expand ladies, we can see we've got my 2 hairdressing services here. We've got blow drying and we've got cut and finish. Now, as I said, all of my employees, they offer both of these services together. So I don't need to split them out or anything like that. They both offer them. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to click the gray dotted square next to my ladies category, and that will add both blow dry and cut and finish in. So if we click add, you will see we've got both services being applied. So all we're going to do is we're going to click the done button. And it will say, please note, no employees have been assigned to the capability. Please assign at least 1 employee. Because what we said here, we've created a category called hairdressing and we've linked 2 services to it, blow drying and cut and finish, but we haven't told the system which employee can do a blow dry or a cut and finish. So we're going to click done. And step 3 is to click employee. So we're just going to click the gray dotted tabs next to each individual employee that offers those 2 hairdressing services. So we're going to click add. And you can now see it's added those 3 employees in. Now remember, using those gray dotted squares next to each employee name will select and highlight each individual staff member. So it's a way to sort of copy and paste them all together at once. Okay, and that is how we set up a capability category. So you can see I've got hairdressing, I've got my 2 services, and I've got my employees that offer those 2 services. So let's add another one. But let's say we need to be a little bit more specific. So let's maybe do a massage service, but our therapists, they don't all offer all of the massage services. Some do one and the other, some do the other ones. Okay, so we need to split it right down. Because of course, if we group all of our massage services or all of our beauty services together, and then we link all employees to it, for the services that they don't offer, they're still technically then capable of doing it. So we need to split it right down. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to click the new button. And I'm just going to call it massage. Okay. And then we're going to click the service button to the right hand side. And you'll see here, we've got under beauty, we've got massage. Okay. So I'm going to say my therapist that does a massage, they don't do file and polish, facial or eyebrow waxes. That is why we're splitting massage purely by itself. Because if I link the staff member that can do a massage to all of the other beauty services, the system will then think that that therapist can do an eyebrow wax, a facial, file and polish, as well as a massage. So we're going to split it right down. We're going to be nice and specific. So we're just going to say massage. Okay. So we're going to click the gray dotted square next to massage and we're going to click add. We're going to click the done button. And of course, we've got the same warning message just here. So I'm going to click employee and I'm going to say it's only Sarah that can do a massage. Okay. Now what we're going to do, we're going to do one more and we're just going to call it facials and nails. Okay, so we're going to link these 2 together. So again, you can write it however you want. Clients will not see this. Okay, so I've called my capability category facials and nails. So now when I click the service button, I'm going to expand beauty. Remember, we're not going to add massage in because it's only Sarah that can do a massage. And we're going to do file and polish and facial. Okay, we're going to click add. We've split these 2 right down. We're going to click the done button. And again, we've got that same warning message. We're now going to click employees and it's only Matt, James and Chris. And again, I'm clicking those 3 gray dotted tabs. We're going to click add and we're going to finalize it by clicking done. Okay, so that's the reason we split massages and facials and nails out together, because it's only Sarah that offers a massage. Okay. Perfect. And that is how we can set up our capabilities. Now, it's worth remembering you can only assign 1 service to 1 capability category. It will always prompt you if you do assign like cut and finish to multiple categories. It will prompt you to do that. Of course, if you do have any issues with this, please do give us a call and we'll be more than happy to assist. Okay, so the next aspect is to go through and set up our schedules. Okay, so what we're going to do on the right hand side is we're going to click Tools and we're going to click Schedule. Okay, now just as a quick visual indicator, you will see on the left hand side we have this dark grey, we have light grey, dark grey, and so forth. These different shades of grey here, these represent full calendar weeks. Okay, so we can see Sunday to Saturday, Sunday to Saturday. Today's date will always be highlighted in red on the left-hand side, so we can see it's Wednesday, the 10th of June. And it is always kind of split in between the months, okay? So sort of halfway through May, halfway through June, all of those kind of things, okay? So it splits it in the middle. So you can kind of see your rotas before and after. Now we're going to do Chris's schedule today, so we can see Chris's schedule just here. We can see in his column. Now, if you wanted to make your life a little bit easier, at the top here, we can see where it says Search Employee. And we can just search for Chris, just like that. So what we're going to do is we're going to pop his schedule in. Now, I would always recommend you do this as soon as possible. So get everyone's schedule in for the entire year, next couple of years, all of those kind of things. Because of course, then throughout the year, you're probably going to want to add in holidays, days off, all of those kind of things. Bear in mind, if you do what I'm about to show you now and you schedule yourself for the rest of the year, please bear in mind, if you've already got holiday booked in later on in the year, the schedule we're about to do will override that. So just make a note of any future holidays, day offs, things like that. Okay, so what we always do, we always pop a full working week in. Now, if your staff members do a 2-week rota or a 3-week rota or 4, pop in that. So 1, 2, 3, 4 weeks, all of those kind of things. So I'm going to pop in Chris's 1-week rota just here. So we always go Sunday to Saturday, even if you're open or closed on a Sunday or a Saturday. So I'm actually closed on a Sunday, so we can see this here, this red line just here. But for Monday, we're going to click onto Monday, the 8th of June, just here, and we're going to click the cell in Chris's column. Okay, so this is Monday, the 8th of June, just here. And we can see we're going to be working 8:30 till 6 p.m. And we can see in the top right-hand corner, this is currently a normal working day, but we're going to say Chris always has a Monday off. So we're going to click the drop-down arrow. And we're going to click where it says day off. Okay, so we're going to click done. You'll now see we've got this color here. These colors pull through from the configuration side of things. So let's now add in Tuesday. Yes, we're going to say 8:30 till 6. If any of these hours did change, all you would do is click onto it and just use your arrows to navigate up and down. So we're going to click done. And let's just pop my week in. So nice and easy. Perfect. So I've got my full working week. Now, as you can see, that's going to be quite time consuming if we need to do that for, you know, the rest of the year kind of thing. So these squares here are what we refer to as cells, a bit like Microsoft Excel. So these are all cells. So in the top left-hand corner, we're going to click Mark Cells because we're going to kind of highlight them. So we're going to go to the first Sunday of the rota just here. And we're then going to go down to the next Saturday. If, of course, you're doing a 2-week rota, you would go down to the end of that Saturday. If it's 2 weeks, if it's 3 weeks, go to the 3rd week Saturday. Okay, so we're going to go down to the Saturday just here, which is Saturday the 13th. And you'll see this area has now gone a nice grey shaded area. So we're going to right click. We're going to click Schedule Until. And we're going to choose a date for this to finish on. So I'm going to do it all the way up until June 2021. Then all we need to do is simply choose a date for it to end on. So I'm going to choose the date to end on Sunday, June the 27th, 21, just here. We're going to click yes. And in the top left-hand corner, we're going to unmark cells. And you'll now see if we click and drag down, you will now see that schedule has been copied and pasted in. And that's how we can add that schedule in. Now, you may be thinking moving forward because of COVID, we need to add in sort of a split shift, or maybe one of your staff members is simply doing half a day. So they're having the morning off, but they're working later, or of course, vice versa. So what we're going to do, let's choose a brand new day. So we're going to use an empty day just here. So let's say for Saturday, the 6th of June, I appreciate that's gone, but let's say Chris had a half day that day. He worked the morning, but had the afternoon off. So what we're going to do is we're going to click exactly the same as before. Okay, and you will see it says shift 1 of 1. Okay, so that's a normal working day. So we're going to say from 8:30 till 1 p.m., just like that. Chris worked. So from 8:30 till 1 p.m., that was a normal working shift. Okay, so what we're now going to do is we're going to click the new button. And you now see it says shift 2 of 2. So from 1 till 6:30, I think it was, or 6, it was his day off, or holiday, let's say. So now when we click onto it, we can see shift 1 of 2 from 8:30 till 1 is a normal working day. Hit the drop down arrow, shift 2 of 2 from 1 till 6 was a holiday. And that is a great way to sort of split your working days up and just finalize it by clicking the done button. Perfect. So the next thing and the last thing this afternoon, ladies and gents, is to show you how to clock on and clock off. Now, first and foremost, you will need to set it up so your staff members do clock on. And to do this, you will need in your security level of your PIN, you will need access to setup and configuration. So if we click on the setup button just here, and if we then click onto where it says configuration, on the top left-hand corner, we can see we start with point of sale. And here you can see it says auto clock off employees at the end of the working day, or we've got auto clock on employees at login. So we're just going to click both of those and we're going to click done. Now you may just need to give a quick restart to your shortcut system for this to take place. So the idea behind it now is when a staff member comes in the morning, when they pop their shortcuts pin in to check out their day, it will automatically log them on. And in the top right-hand corner, there will be a little clock just in the top right-hand corner next to their profile photo. To clock themselves off, all they need to do is simply click the main button in the top right-hand corner, and they can go down to performance. They can also clock themselves on here as well. And then this button here will say clock off. Okay, so if we just clock myself on just really quickly, clock Chris on at 12:58, you can now see I can clock myself off. Okay, so you can see my scheduled and you can see my clocking hours. So you can see when I clocked on and when I clocked off. And that will all pull through to your reports. So you can see your clocking on, clocking off, your roster reports, all of those kind of things. Perfect. And that is our employee management. Thank you ever so much for joining me. If you do have any questions for me this afternoon, please feel free to drop those across to me now. Okay, so how do you delete an employee? Now, what we do for GDPR, we don't actually delete employees. What we do is we make them inactive. The reason for this is they will have appeared on your reports and other bits and pieces like that in the past. So we don't essentially delete them, we just make them inactive, which does exactly the same thing. They won't be visible anymore, but they always sit in the background for 5 years just due to GDPR. So I will show you how to do this. So again, in the bottom right-hand corner, we're going to click where it says Setup. And we're going to click where it says employees, exactly the same as before. Then all we need to do to the top right-hand corner is simply click the button or the box where it says is active. And we just take the tick out of that box just there. And then we click save. Okay. Now, when you do this, it will always prompt you if they have any future appointments booked in, and it will ask you to run a report. So it will show you exactly when they've got appointments booked in. Okay. But that is how you can make staff members inactive and essentially delete them from your system. Yes, Lorraine, that's absolutely fine. Are you actually utilizing Walk-in Manager, or do you just literally just use Walk-in Manager to clock your staff members on and off? Okay, so if you're not really using Walk-in Manager, Walk-in Manager is typically used for barbershops to obviously manage how many walk-ins they get. If you're just purely using a Walk-in Manager to clock your staff members on and off, I would just recommend doing it the way I did. Just go through main, performance, and then just clock on or clock off in the top right-hand corner. But of course, if it's working the way it is for you, then that's absolutely fine. You're very welcome. No problem at all. Perfect. Any other questions for me this afternoon? Okay, so I think that's it for all of the questions. No problem. Hopefully it just means I managed to sort of answer everybody's questions as we go throughout. But like I said, if you do think of anything and you are on my webinar later on at 2 p.m. or anything like that, please feel free to drop me an email, drop us a phone call, anything like that. It's been a pleasure speaking to everyone, and hopefully I'll speak to you all again soon. If I don't, have a lovely rest of your day. Thank you ever so much. Bye-bye.